Hey, what's up? This is Mike Portnoy.
My name is Billy Sheehan.
I'm Richie Kotzen.
And we are the Winery Dogs.
We are.
And you're watching Loudwire. I don't want to toot our horn, but I'll just say that we just spoke with another journalist, and I'll say what he said. He said it's, in his words, it's great to hear a band that's writing good songs, but also has great musicianship. And it's a valid point because you hear these bands that have great musicianships, but they don't really concentrate on a song, or you hear these bands that have these great songs, but they're not really great musicians. You know, in our case, in his words, thank you very much for saying that, but yeah, I mean, that is kind of what, we're trying to focus on. We try to focus on the song and the vocals and the fact that we all can play our instruments is kind of just a bonus. It's the icing on the cake. But the cake itself is always the song and the vocals, primarily, what Richie's doing.
That song's been floating around for quite a while. We were in the middle of our last tour cycle and we were gearing up again, and we were rehearsing and updating our set list, and I suggested, why don't we try to write something? So we started messing around with some ideas and riffs, and that day we actually wrote Oblivion. But the funny backstory is we played that song, to me it feels like we played it for the better part of a year, on the road. And I never really committed to lyrics. So there's all these videos on the internet of us playing like on the cruise that we did and all these venues, and I'm singing away, but I'm not really singing anything. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. And it literally wasn't until the day I decided it was time to do the lead vocal to Oblivion, I think everything else was done. So the only thing left to do was to sing that tune, and I still didn't have lyrics for it. And so I actually wrote the lyrics on the spot, with the microphone there, and recorded it, and that was it, So now, finally we have lyrics for the song, and it opens the record, and like you said, we did a video for it, so.
Somebody should make a compilation of all the live versions from 2014
yeah.
that are on YouTube, and do like a phonetical kind of translation with subtitles to try to make sense
words
out
of
what you're saying.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not even saying words. So.
Yeah. And we're harmonizing. We're singing harmonies to those.
The chorus, the word Oblivion is always there.
Right.
That's always there. Everything else is just arbitrary.
Actually I played this bass lick that I've played for years and years, which I originally adapted from a Stanley Clarke bass line. And Mike just started playing along to it. And Richie dug it, started, I showed him what I was doing, he played it, and then the next thing you know, Richie took over and made it into a hot streak.
It's funkified. He
right.
turned it into
That's
like
totally
a
true.
Parliament funkadelic kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that song because I think that it has the initial thing that the band was built on, kind of the excitement, the way Billy and Mike play together. And then, but it also kind of goes into a different direction, it has more of a funk kind of thing. And I remember when we cut the drum track, and I took the files home that night and kind of orchestrated these little guitar things and put the vocals to it and the melodies, and I brought it back the next day, and it was all high fives and everyone was super excited. And I like that track. It's one of my favorites. It's fun to play live again. All these songs, we've got, I think 7 or 8 of them now are in the set, and we're really excited to play this stuff, and it's resonating really well with the fans.
I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It's an interesting dynamic in this band because in most bands, the rhythm section is the anchor. And the guitar player and the singer will be kind of going around the anchor, and the drums and bass hold it down. In this band, it's very much the opposite. Richie, I think, is the anchor. I think he's the one that's at his mic, playing the parts, singing the song, and Billy and I are running circles around him like acrobatics. And we're both very much the type of players that are very spontaneous from night to night, never play the same fill twice. And there's times where me and Billy are just like locked. Like we'll both just spontaneously improvise a fill together and
We
tight.
play the exact same thing, never having planned it and not knowing it's coming. It happens about 20 times a night.
It's awesome.
Pretty amazing.
And it probably makes Richie crazy. And we're also both very animated on stage. Me and Billy are both like performers on stage. So, once again, Richie is very much the anchor and holding things down as we're kind of like flying on the edge of our seats.
But then when Richie solos, I make sure those chords, those notes underneath them are big and solid. So he's got a nice, great block of cement to stand on there. So there's something underneath them. It's important.
I love it. And it just gives me so much confidence, to finally have someone, use that kind of language around me.
So
and
those
my
people,
body
they
of
really
work.
get it.
It's like, it's like finally you get it. Okay.
Oh, God.
It's pretty cool.
Honestly, the supergroup tag doesn't bother me because to me that's only implying people that are coming together from other bands.
Yeah.
Blind Faith was like the first supergroup, or Cream or whatever. Even Led Zeppelin, they were all coming from different things. I don't mind the supergroup tag. The tag that bothers me is project. This is not a project. A project is something where guys are sending files, they're not even in the same room. They'll put out an album, maybe play a couple of shows. This is not a project. This is a band. We're out there playing hundreds of shows over the course of a year and a half, covering the globe, going all around the world. This is a band. This is not a project. There's a big, big difference between those. So I don't mind supergroup, whatever. It is what it is. And the fact is we've all been around for a while now on our own. But this is definitely not a project. This is the real deal. This is a real band. We're not going anywhere.